各位同学大家好，欢迎收看字汇阅读的课程，我是今天的主讲老师邱怡慧 Florence。今天是我们这个学期最后一个单元，我们要看的是《爱丽丝梦游仙境》最后一个部分是 Chapter 2后半部。那我们在节目之前呢，先欢迎 Barry 来到节目之中。Welcome, Barry.
Hi, Florence. It's great to be back. Last time on the program, we hoped that Alice's adventures would get started, but it seemed like her problems just got worse and worse. Surely Alice cannot get into any more trouble, so I'm happy to be here again, and let's hope that she reads an entertaining place today.
好，我们现在呢，先来了解一下我们在这一课里面的课文的大意。那我们先来看一下这一课的影片。
She heard a little pattering of feet in the distance, and she hastily dried her eyes to see what was coming. It was the White Rabbit returning, splendidly dressed, with a pair of white kid gloves in one hand and a large fan in the other. He came trotting along in a great hurry. "Oh, the Duchess! The Duchess! Oh, won't she be savage if I've kept her waiting?"
If you please, sir."
The rabbit stared violently, dropped the white kid gloves in the fan, and scurried away into the darkness as hard as he could go. Alice took the fan and gloves, and as the hall was very hot, she kept fanning herself all the time she went on talking.
Dear, dear, how queer everything is today. And yesterday things went on just the same as usual. I wonder if I've changed in the night. Let me see, was I the same when I got up this morning? I almost think I can remember feeling a little different, but if I'm not the same, then who in the world am I?
And she began thinking over all the children she knew that were of the same age as herself, to see if she could have changed for any of them.
I'm sure I'm not Ada, for her hair goes down in such long ringlets, and I'm sure I can't be Mabel, for I know all sorts of things, and she knows such very little. Besides, she's she, and I'm I, and dear, how puzzling it all is.
She got up and went to the table to measure herself by it, and found that, as nearly as she could guess, she was now about 2 feet high and was going on shrinking rapidly. She soon found out that the cause of this was the fan she was holding, and she dropped it hastily, just in time to avoid shrinking away altogether.
That was a narrow escape, and now for the garden.
And she ran with all speed back to the little door, but, alas, the little door was shut again, and the little golden key was lying on the table as before.
And things are worse than ever, for I was never this small before.
As she said these words, her foot slipped, and in another moment, splash! She was up to her chin in salt water. Her first idea was that she had somehow fallen into the sea. However, she soon made out that she was in the pool of tears which she had wept when she was 9 feet high.
I wish I hadn't cried so much. I shall be punished for it now, I suppose, by being drowned in my own tears. That will be a queer thing for sure. However, everything is queer today.
Just then, she heard something splashing about in the pool a little way off, and she swam near to make out what it was. At first, she thought it must be a walrus or a hippopotamus, but then she remembered how small she was now, and she soon made out there was only a mouse that had slipped in like herself.
Be of any use now to speak to this mouse? Everything is so out of the way down here. I should think very likely it can talk. At any rate, there's no harm in trying. Oh, mouse, do you know the way out of this pool? I'm very tired swimming about here, mouse.
The mouse looked at her rather inquisitively, and seemed to her to wink with one of its little eyes, but it said nothing.
Perhaps it doesn't speak English. I dare say it's a French mouse. Une machette,
which was the first sentence in her French lesson book. The mouse gave a sudden leap out of water and seemed to quiver all over with fright.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I quite forgot you didn't like cats.
Don't like cats? Would you like cats if you were me?
Well, perhaps not. Don't get angry about it. And yet I wish I could show you my cat, Dinah. I think you'd take a fancy to cats, if you could only see her. And she's such a capital one for catching mice. Oh, I beg your pardon. We won't talk about her if you'd rather not.
Indeed, as if it were such a subject to speak on. Our family's always hated cats. Nasty, low, vulgar things. Don't let me hear the name again.
I won't indeed. Are you fond of dogs? There's such a nice little dog near our house I should like to show you. He belongs to a farmer, you know, and he says it's so useful to worth £100. He says it kills all the rats and... Oh dear, I think I've offended it again.
For the mouse was swimming away from her as hard as it could go, and making quite a commotion in the pool as it went.
Mouse dear, do come back again, and we won't talk about cats or dogs if you don't like them.
When the mouse heard this, it turned round and swam slowly back to her. Let us get to shore, and I'll tell you my history, and you'll understand why it is I hate cats and dogs. It was high time to go. Alice led the way, and they swam to the shore.
同学，我们刚刚看的这个影片呢，是一直到第2章结束的部分。那我们这样子的话，会对整个大意是比较清楚的。我们现在先请 Barry 来帮我们念一下第1段的课文。
In this section, the white rabbit reappears and mutters to himself about keeping the Duchess waiting. Alice attempts to speak to him, but he scuttles away, leaving behind his gloves and a fan. After a time, she heard a little pattering of feet in the distance, and she hastily dried her eyes to see what was coming. It was the white rabbit returning, splendidly dressed, with a pair of white kid gloves in one hand and a large fan in the other. He came trotting along in a great hurry, muttering to himself as he came, "Oh, the Duchess, the Duchess! Oh, won't she be savage if I've kept her waiting?" Alice felt so desperate that she was ready to ask help of anyone, so when the rabbit came near her, she began in a low, timid voice, "If you please, sir." The rabbit started violently, dropped the white kid gloves and the fan, and scurried away into the darkness as hard as he could go.
好，同学，我们还记得在上一讲之中，我们最后结束的时候是那个爱丽丝呢，其实她一直不断的去试，非常的沮丧。然后我们在这一讲呢，会继续来看一下这更多的内容。那我们现在时间关系，我们先休息一下。同学，我们在这边呢要来看一下这一段的单字的部分。我们首先看一下，这是一种走路的方式，啪嗒啪嗒的走。我们请 Barry 来帮我们念一下。
This word is pattering, so we often describe small children as making a pattering sound when they're walking.
好，就跟小婴儿这样走路的声音是一样的。再来第2个是在远处的地方
In the distance.
好，再接下来呢是很快地
Hastily. It means very fast.
OK， 就是非常快速的意思。再来是非常华丽的
Splendidly.
好，再接下来是小跑快步的意思。
Okay, trot. Often this sound is a sound, and also the verb is described with horses. The sound a horse makes or the action a horse makes.
OK， 通常是在指说马就是走路的那个马的声音这样子。再来接下来呢是低声低咕的意思。
Okay, mutter. It means to talk but not very clearly.
就是讲话，但是不是很清楚的。再来是公爵夫人
Duchess.
好，再来是凶猛的
Savage.
最后是绝望的
Desperate.
还有后面是胆怯的
Timid.
还有一个是猛烈的
Violently.
最后一个是碎步疾跑的。
Okay, scurry. And scurry means the action of running away when you're frightened. For example, if you startle a cockroach or a mouse, then the mouse will scurry or the cockroach will scurry away.
好，接下来呢，我们来看一下在这课里面，这个他听到到底远处有什么样的脚步声呢？我们来看一下，就说呢，他说过了一会，他听到远处会有一些轻微的脚步声，这是 pattering 的声音哦。In the distance 就是远处的意思。所以呢，爱丽丝呢，马上的急忙的擦干她的眼泪，看看到底 what was coming， 就说到底是谁来了。然后呢，他就看到 White Rabbit 又回来了，小白兔又回来了。然后呢，又穿着是漂漂亮亮的 ，splendidly dressed， 就是华丽的穿着这样子的意思哦，穿着的是非常漂亮。然后手里又拿着一个就是一双的白皮的羔羊的高皮的手套，然后另外一只手呢就拿了一把大扇子，所以就是正急急忙忙的小跑过来。然后呢，这只小白兔呢，它一边过来呢 ，trotting along in a great hurry， 这边的话就是一边走过来呢，然后呢还 muttering to himself as he came。mutter 刚刚有提到就是低声嘀嘀咕咕喃喃自语的说，然后他说什么呢？Oh, the Duchess, the Duchess， 就是公爵夫人啊，公爵夫人啊。哎，假如我让她等很久的话，她不要生气啊，这样子。好，在下一章呢，我们看到爱丽丝呢，她觉得非常的绝望 ，desperate 就是非常绝望的意思哦，失望、绝望。然后呢，因为她希望就是有人可以帮忙她。但是呢，这只小白兔走近的时候，它还是用非常 timid、非常胆怯的声音，就是小声说 ，If you please, sir， 就说我们想劳驾先生，他正要去请求事情的时候呢 ，the rabbit started violently， 就说呢。drop the white kid gloves and the fan。这个 kid gloves 的话，就是非常温暖的这种手套。然后呢，他把那个手套留下来，还有扇子也留下来了。然后拼命的跑进暗处的地方哦。那这是小白兔终于出现了。到底后来发生了什么事情？为什么留下了扇子还有手套呢？我们请 Barry 来帮我们念一下下一段。
Okay, this section begins with Alice as she picks up the fan and begins fanning herself. She then begins to wonder if she is really Alice or maybe she is another child. So let's read together. Alice took up the fan and gloves, and as the hall was very hot, she kept fanning herself all the time she went on talking. Dear, dear, how queer everything is today, and yesterday things went on just as usual. I wonder if I've been changed in the night. Let me think, was I the same when I got up this morning? I almost think I can remember feeling a little different. But if I'm not the same, the next question is, who in the world am I? Oh, that's the great puzzle. And she began thinking over all the children she knew that were of the same age as herself to see if she could have been changed for any of them.
好，我们现在来看一下这里面的单词的部分哦。首先，我们先看一下是古怪的意思。
Okay, queer. And this word queer means strange, but actually it's an old way to say strange. And nowadays we don't use this word any longer.
好，再来呢，接下来呢，我们来看一下，就是跟以前一样的。
Okay, as usual.
好，再接下来呢，我们看一下有一个谜题怎么说呢
？Puzzle.
好，我们再来看一下，就是呢，爱丽丝拿起了扇子还有手套之后发生了什么事情？我们来看一下这一段的课文的大意哦。她拿起了 Alice took up the fan and the gloves， 然后呢，她把它拿起了扇子还有手套，然后这个时候呢，这个hall 里面就是整个大厅里面是非常的热，所以呢，他就开始一直扇，然后一边喃喃自语的说了什么话呢？他说 ，Dear, dear, how queer everything is today。他说，亲爱的啊，就是奇奇怪怪啊，就是每一件事情怎么今天都是那么怪啊。然后呢 ，And yesterday things went on just as usual。昨天呢，每件事情还是 as usual，就是非常正常。然后呢，是不是夜里发生了变化？所以呢，他还在想的时候，他就说：“让我想想看吧 ，Let me think。” Was I the same when I got up this morning？ 就是我早上起来的时候还是不是我自己啦？然后他说我想起来了，早晨呢就觉得有点不太对劲了。但是呢，要是我不是自己的话，那到底我是谁呢？这就是一个 puzzle。That's the great puzzle。puzzle 的话就是谜的意思哦，就是一直在想说到底怎么回事啊。然后呢，他又再继续想其他的同年龄的人。他说 ，and she began thinking over all the children she knew that were of the same age as herself。他就开始想了跟他同年纪的这些女孩子们。然后 to see if she could have been changed for any of them， 他说他会变成其中一个人呢？其实呢，他一直对自己的角色还有自己的身份，其实都一直非常的疑问，一直有怀疑。所以呢，我们来看一下，那现在他看完，他拿了这个手套，就是戴了手套，还有扇了扇子之后，有什么样的变化呢？我们再请 Barry 来帮我们念一下。
Okay, in this section, Alice realizes that the fanning motion causes her to shrink. So she fans herself down to a size that will allow her to fit through the door. So let's read together. As she said this, she looked down at her hands and was surprised to see that she had put on one of the rabbit's little white kid gloves while she was talking. How can I have done that? She thought. I must be growing small again. She got up and went to the table to measure herself by it and found that, as nearly as she could guess, she was now about 2 feet high and was going on shrinking rapidly. She soon found out that the cause of this was the fan she was holding, and she dropped it hastily, just in time to avoid shrinking away altogether.
好，我们来看一下，这边有2个单字哦，刚刚有提过，我们再复习一下。首先呢，我们看一下，如果是缩小的话，这个字怎么说呢？
Shrink, just like remember our example of clothes shrinking in the dryer.
好，就是说，如果是那个衣服呢，可能在烘干机里面会缩小。再来呢，下一个单字是很快的
，hastily。
好，就是指非常快的意思。好，我们再看回来这一边，那到底是不是爱丽丝呢？她又缩小还是又长大了呢？我们来看一下。我们看到这边，他是说他在说话的时候，他就自己看一看自己的手，然后呢，觉得就是看到一只手上戴了那个小白兔的这个手套之后，他就觉得很奇怪，这到底是怎么搞的啊？How can I have done that？ 他说我到底是做什么事啊？怎么会这个样子呢？他就在想 I must be growing small again， 我一定又变小了。Grow small 就是又变小的意思。所以呢，大家应该还记得，在影片里面，其实他也是都在原来的地方，所以他就站起来，又跑到桌子旁边去 measure herself， 就是量一量自己，就是测试一下到底怎么回事。然后呢 ，and found that as nearly as she could guess， 就跟他猜的一模一样哦。She was now about 2 feet high， 她现在呢就只有2英尺高了。然后呢 was going on shrinking rapidly， 然后呢也是很快速的，非常迅速的就一直在缩下去了。Rapidly 就是很快速的意思。She soon found out that the cause of this was the fan she was holding。那到底是什么原因呢？是因为那个扇子的关系哦。所以呢，她很快的就是丢掉扇子，然后呢继续就是很避免 shrinking away altogether， 就是很快的，就是会缩到没有为止哦。所以呢，这个是他拿到扇子之后又缩小的感觉哦。那我们先休息一下，等一下再看下面又有什么事情呢？这个时候呢，爱丽丝吓到了，所以呢，她说了什么话呢？我们来看，我们请 Barry 来帮我们念一下。
Okay, in this section, Alice runs to the door to get to the garden, but once again, Alice has forgotten the key. That was a narrow escape, said Alice, a good deal frightened at the sudden change, but very glad to find herself still in existence. And now for the garden. And she ran with all speed back to the little door. But alas, the little door was shut again, and the little golden key was lying on the glass table as before. And things are worse than ever, thought the poor child, for I never was so small as this before, never. And I declare it's too bad, that it is.
好，同学，我们来看一下这一段的大意哦，就是呢，刚刚爱丽丝呢，其实她是觉得非常惊吓过度，突然看到那只扇子竟然会让它缩小。那我们来了解一下这一段的意思。首先，我们先看一下，这边是说 That was a narrow escape， 这边的意思就是说好险啊，这样子一个用法。他说他真的是 frightened， 真的是非常的被吓到。At the sudden change， 就是被这种突然之间的改变，他吓到了。But very glad to find herself still in existence， 就是说他还庆幸说自己还存在着。这边的话 in existence 就是存在的意思。所以呢，他现在很高兴的，现在要去花园了。然后呢，他就很快的就是爬到花园那边去。但是呢，大家又知道那个小门又被锁上了。那这边会看到 the little door was shut again。那还有呢，那个小金钥匙呢，像以前一样，仍然是在那个玻璃桌上面。然后呢，现在他该怎么办呢？他说呢，现在是更糟糕的。The things are worse than ever。因为呢，事情比之前还要更糟糕。为什么呢 ？For I never was so small as this before. Never。就说呢，我从来没有这么小过，从来没有这么小过。他又再讲一次 never， 然后我发誓说，这实在是太糟了 ，too bad， 实在是太糟糕了。好，那这边的花园的部分，我们到了一个段落。那同学刚刚知道，就是他其实呢一直在哭，然后已经变成了一个。就是眼泪越来很大，所以呢变成好像是一个池塘一样。那我们在池塘里面又发生了什么事情呢？他在哭的时候，其实中间呢有进来了很多样的动物，然后呢他是在猜是什么动物呢？那我们知道是老鼠。那我们接下来呢来看一下下面这个有关于老鼠这一段的对话是非常好玩的。我们请 Barry 来帮我们念一下。
Okay, so Alice continues to distract herself from the danger she is in, and like a child does, in danger, she's crying, and instead she just tries to figure out what to call the mouse. Okay, so let's read it together. Would it be of any use now, thought Alice, to speak to this mouse? Everything is so out of the way down here that I should think very likely it can talk. At any rate, there's no harm in trying. So she begins, Oh, mouse, do you know the way out of this pool? I am very tired of swimming about here. Oh, mouse. Alice thought this must be the right way of speaking to a mouse. She had never done such a thing before, but she remembered having seen in her brother's Latin grammar, a mouse of a mouse to a mouse, oh, mouse. The mouse looked at her rather inquisitively and seemed to her to wink with one of its little eyes, but it said nothing.
好，我们来了解一下在这边的那个大意的部分哦。首先，我们先看一下，在这边的话，他是说到底这样子的话有什么样的用处呢？就是说这个老鼠出来的时候，他说我们这样子跟一只老鼠讲话是有用吗？然后呢，这每件事情都是非常的奇怪。然后他一直在嘀咕说，到底老鼠会不会讲话？那之前的话，先前他是用法文先跟他讲话，老鼠也没理他。那后来他才变成用英文在跟他讲话。所以呢，他就突然之间说，老鼠，你知道那个怎么样才可以离开这个池塘吗？我现在已经游得很累了。那在这边的话，同学可以看到，就是说他想要知道说怎么样去 Do you know the way out of this pool?OK， 就是怎么样从这个池塘里面走出去呢？然后他又说，老鼠，他认为这是跟老鼠谈话的方式，虽然他是根本都没有做过，他是说了 Oh mouse， 但是呢，什么是 Oh mouse？ 其实他也搞不清楚为什么这样说，因为呢，他就开始在讲说他哥哥的那个拉丁文的文法书里面，那我们知道就是他们有不同的变化，比方说他这边是说。他可能是在讲说 a mouse of a mouse to a mouse a mouse， 其实都是一些变化的形式。但是呢，这只老鼠呢，其实用非常狐疑的眼光，就是用 inquisitively， 就是非常非常好奇的这样子来看着它。然后呢， 而且呢，好像还特别把一只小眼睛向她眨了眨，也没有说话。那我们看到最后面 ，seemed to her to wink with one of its little eyes。wink 这边话是眨眨眼的意思。那这只老鼠呢，也是都没有说话了。爱丽丝呢，其实一直不断的想要跟他讲话，然后后来呢，又提到了，又提到了猫咪。我有一只猫咪，就是 Dinah。然后呢，老鼠一听到猫咪这个话题呢，更是害怕。那我们来请 Barry 来帮我们念一下这一段。
Okay, this section is about the mouse, and of course, it's frightened when Alice mentions her cat. So let's go ahead and just read that. Well, perhaps not, said Alice in a soothing tone. Don't be angry about it. And yet I wish I could show you our cat, Dinah. I think you'd take a fancy to cats if you could only see her. She is such a dear, quiet thing, Alice went on, half to herself, as she swam lazily about in the pool, and she sits purring so nicely by the fire, licking her paws and washing her face. And she is such a nice soft thing to nurse, and she's such a capital one for catching mice. Oh, I beg your pardon, cried Alice again. For this time the mouse was bristling all over, and she felt certain it must be really offended. We won't talk about her any more if you'd rather not. We indeed, cried the mouse, who was trembling down to the end of his tail. As if I would talk on such a subject. Our family always hated cats. Nasty, low, vulgar things. Don't let me hear the name again.
我们在这边呢看到这一段里面，这是他跟老鼠的对话。他一直拿出他的猫咪来讲，就是来想要去引起老鼠的注意，但是老鼠更害怕，然后还问他说：“如果你是我的话，你会喜欢猫咪吗？”然后呢，这中间有非常多形容动物的一个部分。那因为时间的关系，我们没有办法仔细的讲。那最后呢，我们会看到最后一段呢，就是说，其实呢，后来他们就一起离开了，因为越来越多的动物都进入这个池塘里面了。我们请 Barry 来帮我们念一下最后一段。
Okay, let's go ahead and read that last section. It was high time to go, for the pool was getting quite crowded with the birds and animals that had fallen into it. There were a duck and a dodo, a lory and an eaglet, and several other curious creatures. Alice led the way, and the whole party swam to the shore.
在这边的话会看到这边有非常多的动物，比方说豆豆是一个绝种的一个鸟类。那在这边的话，就是他们就一起离开了这个池塘了，一起游到岸边去了。那这个是有关于我们第2章的部分，也就是我们这学期就是有关于文学导读的部分，就是到这边告一个段落。那希望同学对于《爱丽丝梦游仙境》的部分会喜欢，那可以继续再阅读其他更多的章节。那我们这个学期的课程就到这边为止。那希望同学可以借由多阅读的方式，然后阅读自己喜欢的主题，学习更多的单字还有片语。那我们今天非常感谢同学的收看，非常谢谢大家，我们下学期见，拜拜。
Bye.